Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Kakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. And Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David. And the brother Yahshua, I'm back with the WW3 Daily update. Going to keep it real short and succinct. All right, start right here, Revelation 11. And 14, the second woe, meaning the Second World War, has passed, and you wouldn't think so with all the Nazis and chemical weapons and concentration camps going on. All right. Behold, the third woe cometh shortly, meaning the Third World War. All right. And no, they haven't declared it as of yet, but with things like this going on, all right, let's jump straight to it. This is Military Leaks channel, and 35 minutes ago, Ukraine helicopters strike oil depot inside Russia. That's crazy. As hero pilots strike back against Putin. Is that an escalation there? Okay, and they say Ukraine helicopters. Where did they get the helicopters? Did NATO? Did the U.S.? Who supplied the helicopters? What is Vlad going to say? Vlad is going to say, well, you gave them helicopters, so now the world war is... See how this thing is going to escalate? And here's this thing dealing with radiation. Russian troops start leaving Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Why? Because of radiation poisoning. Wait a minute, does that have anything to do with the CME? Or are they speaking in code here? Wormwood, right? Okay, anyway, let's watch this.
Helicopters allegedly blasted an oil depot inside Russia.
Let's start that again.
This is the dramatic moment Ukraine attack helicopters allegedly blasted an oil depot inside Russia as heroic pilots dare to strike back against Vladimir Putin.
And that's significant, all right? When you go to war, fuel is a huge factor. It takes a lot of fuel and oil and refined oil, gas, whatever, to run those war machines. All right, so is this the so-called war escalating? Ukraine is going into Russia and attacking fuel lines? Sounds like escalation to me.
A huge fireball erupted at the storage plant in Belgorod as defiant Ukrainian forces appear to take the fight across the border to the tyrant, with initial reports saying 2 had been injured. Moscow has accused Ukraine of managing to slip a pair of Mi-24 attack choppers across the border undetected before unleashing an airstrike on the depot, causing a massive explosion as huge plumes of black smoke filled the air.
Now, what does that do for a no-fly zone? Okay? If you send an attack helicopters to Vlad the Impaler, remember the guy with enough nukes to tear shit up? What do you see going on here? Right? Is this not an escalation? I thought Vladimir was doing the what do you call it? Invasion. What's going on here? And how is this going to affect all of Europe with energy and power? All right. They say that Russia is a glorified gas station, right? Because all they do is export oil and energy, whatever.
Footage from several sources appeared to show the facility in the Frida industrial district of Belgorod city, just 25 miles from the Ukraine border, being blasted. The governor of the Belgorod region Vyacheslav Gladkov claimed the depot, run by Russian energy giant Rosneft, was hit by a low-altitude Ukrainian attack helicopter strike at around 5:50 a.m. local time. There was no immediate confirmation from the Ukrainian government.
That's significant, I have to say. All right. We'll just leave it at the, let's look at a couple of, 0 comments. All right. All right, so for that matter, let me look for a little more then. Let's see. What do we got? Let's look at Secret Files has been out lately. Are they still down? 3 weeks ago. Wow. That was my favorite channel. See, they must have switched this up because I don't recall subscribing to this at all. I think they switched this up. Yeah, see here it's in English, yeah. 5 months ago. Here, I don't know what the hell this is. This is Spanish. They switched that up, switched the name and everything. Okay, so let's find something we can. That was Military League. Steep Journal. Here we go. Yeah, let's see this. Is this the same thing? Let's watch this.
Having trouble.
This is significant.
The hottest developments on the agenda. The fact that the attack was carried out with the Kinzhal missile also increased the uneasiness in Europe. The Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation has released video footage of the impact of a hypersonic missile on...
How old is this? Slovakia. Well, this goes back to March, so Slovakia on that. Well, that's 11 days ago. All right, Slovakia. All right, we have to go to the voice of reason. This is 28 minutes ago. All right, look at that. Look at the mouth on that thing. Ah. Okay, so Russia-Ukraine war, day 37. Let's see what this guy's going to say.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the Voice of Reason. Today, we are now in day 37 of the ongoing war between the Russian Federation and Ukraine, and I've started today's episode fairly deep, 20 miles or so inside of the Russian Federation, in the fairly large city of Belgorod. And the reason we're starting there is that there has been a report within the last 24 hours that a Ukrainian helicopter, rather 2 Ukrainian helicopter gunships, have attacked a oil installation about 20 miles inside of the city of Belgorod. And
that's huge. Okay, that's a shift in the war. If Vlad was about to stand down and they were about to have some negotiations like they've been saying for the last week, well, it don't look like it now. That's a little black eye on Vlad there. What is he going to do in retaliation for that?
You can see the installation that was allegedly attacked by these helicopters firing rockets into this facility, and it has set it on fire. Now, we've received reports that these 2 aircraft could be Mi-24 Hinds, but for that matter, they could also be Mi-17s as well. And I'll try to explain why this is something that is really not outside the realm of possibility and really shouldn't surprise the viewer that the Ukrainians were able to pull this off. Again, not a monolithic feat in terms of military operations, but again, it did make the news, and obviously it causes concern both inside of Russia, probably inside the city of Belgorod, and gives a bit of a morale boost to Ukrainian forces who are continuing to fight the Russians, obviously as we speak. So again, the Ukrainians control fairly significant areas in and around, obviously, the major city of Kharkiv. They control areas to the northeast of Kharkiv and to the west of Kharkiv. And we understand, in all likelihood, that the helicopters initiated probably someplace within the vicinity of Kharkiv and then proceeded to their target inside of Belgorod, probably crossing the Russian border, somewhere probably where my cursor is circling. Now, so the question is why didn't the Russian air defense assets shoot these helicopters down as they crossed the Russian border? Well, there's an explanation for that as well. The helicopters were flying very, very low, so again, very difficult to pick these helicopters up on radar. They were probably flying at just about treetop level, quite possibly at night, using night vision equipment, quite possibly provided by Western nation, i.e., NATO, United States, United Kingdom, Poland, what have you. And again, flying at treetop level, very difficult to pick up on any sort of radar across the Russian border. And again, these, in all likelihood, are either Mi-24 Hinds or Mi-17s, Mi-8s, what have you, with rocket pods on them. And once they crossed the Russian border, the only thing that could really engage them at that point would have been Russian ground-to-air assets, short-range assets that could have shot down these helicopters. And the problem with that is that once these helicopters crossed into Russia proper, it's highly likely that even Russian forces probably thought that these helicopters were Russian helicopters. Again, the Russia does not appear to be operating a very effective friend or foe identification system, much like obviously the NATO forces operate Link 16. And we have information that, in fact, even Ukrainian forces are using a version of Link 16 or Link 22 in their continued operations against.
All right, so if you want to watch the rest of this, it's a Military and Foreign Affairs Network. Today is April Fool's Day. Did this really happen? All right, so in Russian-Ukraine War, day 37. But this is significant that, that the Ukrainians are going into Russian airspace, if you will, crossing the border and going and doing attack operations. All right, so that's an invasion of its own, right? Invasion of airspace, if nothing else. All right, so with that, that's your update for today. We hope that the elect were edified. With that, we're going to say shalom.